It exploded in London just a few minutes ago. A last-minute revelation has just leaked from behind the scenes at Arsenal, and it could completely change everything at the club. An important player may be leaving. A historic hat on top of Barcelona and a big name has returned with force to the Gunners' radar. The fans are in shock. The board is already moving, and if this is true, the next window will be insane. Stay with me until the end because this news could change the course of the entire season. And let's move on to today's news. But first, just check if you're already subscribed to the channel because the next videos will be a series of content that will help you stay informed about everything related to Arsenal. The Gunners. Turn on the notification bell and select the all option. Once that's done, we'll send you everything last minute that comes out of Arsenal's back rooms. Gunners, we have a goal of likes to reach this video of 148 likes. In the last video, we reached the goal in less than an hour. Prove that you are a real Gunners and leave a like so we can reach this goal soon. Last-minute box in North London. What has just leaked behind the scenes at Arsenal could completely change the club's direction this season and in the coming windows. An absurd turn of events involving Gabriel Jesus, a possible player at Barcelona, and the return of a giant name to the Gunners' radar is catching fire in London. Fans, pay attention because what we are going to tell you now is simply unbelievable. Speak up, my Gooner partner. This is Guilherme from Arsenal News Today, the best Arsenal news channel on the entire planet. And today, the atmosphere is at maximum pressure in Colney. The hottest sources in Europe are dropping bombs one after another, and you need to stay on top of everything to understand what's going on with Jesus, with the boy Etta-Ayoun, and with a possible historic move for Rodrygo from Real Madrid. So hold on tight because this news is heavier than the Emirates Classic. First, let's go straight to the bomb that no one expected. Arsenal is just ahead of Barcelona in the dispute for Carl Etta-Ayoun, a Cameroonian striker aged just 22 who has been destroying the Levante shirt in La Liga. And it's no joke. According to reliable sources in Spain, the Gunners have already jumped ahead of Barca, who recently had an offer turned down. Etta scored 5 goals and provided 1 assist in just 9 matches. And the most insane thing, he didn't even finish his first full season as a starter. Arsenal's plan would be very strategic. Sign the boy in January, pay the 17 or 18 million euros that Levante wants, and leave him there on loan until the end of the season. In other words, the club guarantees the jewel before the market heats up even further and still allows it to continue developing regularly. A movement that is very reminiscent of what was done with William Saliba years ago. Cold, calculated business, and the way Edu Gaspar likes it. But here comes the question that is keeping fans up at night. If Arsenal is looking for a striker, what is the future of Gabriel Jesus? The Spanish press, always thirsty for headlines, said that Arteta wants the number 9 to leave. That's right, he wants to sell Jesus. Just calm down. The source of this story, the website Hijack, is better known for exaggerating than getting it right. So, take it easy for now. Still, there's something there. Gabriel Jesus has not yet returned from injury. The knee is being treated with caution, but the expectation is that it will be back at the beginning of January. And the player himself has already said in recent interviews that he dreams of returning to Palmeiras one day. He hasn't decided to leave now, but he also hasn't beaten himself in the chest saying he wants to stay at Arsenal forever. At 28 years old, he is already feeling the weight of injuries, and with the club studying other names for the attack, nothing is impossible. Right? I support. If you believe that Arteta is the right coach for the team, even with difficult decisions like this. Everton has already monitored his situation at the end of 2024, and if Jesus becomes a bargaining chip to make room in the squad, the move could happen faster than one imagines. Arteta has always spoken highly of Jesus in public, praising his competitive spirit and energy, but he also knows that the club needs a constant attacking presence. And in recent months, unfortunately, the number 9 spent more time in the medical department than on the pitch, and it's not just in attack that the Gunners are changing. Gilberto Silva, an absolute Arsenal legend, appeared on talkSPORT's microphones to release something that left everyone in shock. He wants Rodrygo from Real Madrid at Arsenal. And he didn't just talk for the sake of talking. He knows the player, has already spoken to him, and made it clear that the Brazilian's current situation in Madrid is unsustainable. Rodrygo played just 450 minutes this season, 3 games as a starter. That's nothing for a guy with his talent. Gilberto said, if he's unhappy and there's a chance to reinforce the squad, why not? And bro, this coming of an idol cannot be ignored. Rodrygo was already speculated about at the Gunners in past windows, but now there seems to be a much more realistic scenario for this deal. His relationship with the coach in Madrid is completely frayed. He wants minutes, he wants protagonism, and Arsenal can offer exactly that. But calm down. How to fit Rodrygo into an attack that already has Saka, Martinelli, Trossard, and even brought in Eze and Madu in the last window. The cast is solid, but Gilberto was right again. Nowadays, it's not easy to get into Arsenal's starting lineup, even if you're a high-level player. The level is so high that even big names have to fight for space. And perhaps this is exactly what Rodrygo needs. A club where he is challenged, but also valued. Comment, strength, Arsenal, if you think the squad will react and win the next games. And look, this possible arrival of Rodrygo is being taken seriously behind the scenes. Bellingham himself, his teammate at Real, has already said that Rodrygo is more talented than Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. Can you ignore a comment like that? The guy is a Champions League champion, plays in all three attacking positions, and is still only 24 years old. If there is a chance of a loan or a purchase for a reduced price, it would be stupid not to try. Arsenal need depth if they want to compete in the Premier and Champions League. In favor of the business, experience, talent, winning mentality, quick adaptation. Con, high cost and possible discontent in the cast. But if it's on loan, then everything changes. There's no risk. You can test it and decide in the summer if it's worth the final investment. If Edu and Arteta are smart, and we know they are, this could be the market's shot. Now hold on to this news because it will leave you with a smile on your face. Bukayo Saka wants to stay at Arsenal for the rest of his career. That's exactly what you heard. According to Fabrizio Romano, the player and the club are 100% aligned on a long-term project. No last contract before leaving. The idea is to be a legend, like Henry, like Bergkamp. The guy loves the club, and the board knows that he is the most valuable jewel on the squad. Saka is close to signing a contract that will place him among the highest-paid players in the club's history, and fully deserved. What he delivers on the field, his charisma, his impact in big games, there's no other like it. But the best of all is that there is no soap opera. Both parties are happy, confident, and only discuss details. No external pressure, no flirting with Spanish clubs or anything like that. Declare, I am a gunner. Support the team in any situation, victory or defeat. Saka's renewal is part of a larger movement that the club has been implementing, locking down the pillars of the squad. Saliba, Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli have all already renewed. Now it's Saka, and then Rice and White should come. The idea is clear, to form a young, competitive nucleus with long contracts and stability. And that, my friends, is the kind of vision that truly returns a club to the top. But at the same time as it renews, Arsenal observes the market coldly. Rodrygo can arrive. Etta-Ayoun is closer than ever. And if Jesus leaves, it could be the beginning of a new offensive phase for the team, a more physical, more explosive phase, with less dependence on a single man. Arteta wants alternatives. He wants an unpredictable team. And each move now carries enormous weight for the rest of the season. Right, I believe in Arsenal, if you think the team has the quality to seek the title. And hey, make no mistake, this January window is going to be crazy. Arsenal have already shown they are not afraid to move early. If there's a good chance, go for it. And with Real Madrid wanting to get rid of names, with bankrupt Barcelona trying to hold on to Etta-Ayoun, and with other clubs eyeing Jesus, the next chapters promise to be explosive. Now I want to know, would you sell Gabriel Jesus in January if Etta-Ayoun is confirmed? And does Rodrygo deserve a chance at the Gunners even with a full squad? Tell me in the comments, because this soap opera still has many episodes to go. And finally, pay attention to what I'm going to tell you now, because this could become a serious controversy in the Gunners' WhatsApp groups in the United Kingdom, Kenya, and Nigeria. And I want to see who will have the courage to disagree. If Arsenal really sign Carl Etta-Ayoun in January, and if Rodrygo agrees to come on loan with an option to buy in the summer, then Gabriel Jesus will not only become negotiable but can also be sold in this window without any drama. That's right. I'm serious. As much as he has been an important name since he arrived, the truth is that football is cruel. Injuries, lack of regularity, and a heavy salary could put the Brazilian out of the plans. And let's be honest here. If the club is to remain competitive at the highest level, no one can be untouchable. And hey, before someone comes crying in my ear, remember one thing, Arsenal want titles. They don't want a participation medal. Arteta has no time for sentimentality. Either delivery or it becomes a market option. And if the plan is to bring in Rodrygo and the boy Etta-Ayoun now, with the cast gaining even more depth, then yes, Jesus could very well be living out his final days as Gunner. Now I ask you without any filter, is it really worth keeping Jesus in the squad just for the love of the fans, or is it past time to turn the page? Because if there's a proposal from Saudi Arabia, Brazil, or even the Premier League itself, the board won't think twice. And if that happens, it will be one of the toughest decisions of the Arteta era. So, my partner, if you want to know everything that is going on behind these movements, the hot behind the scenes of the negotiations, the names that are being offered, who is on Edu Gaspar's radar, and everything that the traditional media doesn't show, you need to access the exclusive playlist here on the channel right now, with all the latest news, rumors, controversies, and transfers involving Arsenal. Click now on the playlist, Latest Arsenal Bombs, which is here on the final screen or in the pinned comment. And you won't miss anything because each video is a new chapter of this soap opera that is driving the Gunners crazy all over the world. Comment now, Game is War, if you think that the next confrontation will be decisive for the future of Jesus. And remember, if you don't have the bell turned on all, you're missing out on half the drama that happens off the pitch. Activate now, sign up, and come with us. Because at Arsenal News Today, the news arrives before kickoff, and the next bomb is about to explode.